The One Thing by Gary Keller. Have you been wondering what the book The One Thing is about but haven't got around to read it? In this video we are going to summarize the book and extract all the core messages. Hey, it's Emma from 5 Minute Summary, where we cover the core messages of books and contents in 5 minutes. If you are new here or find this content valuable, make sure you click that subscribe button, and don't forget to click the like button as well. Let's get into it. The one thing is the best approach to getting what you want. Where Keller has had huge success, he had narrowed his concentration to one thing, and where his success varied, his focus had too. When you want the absolute best chance to succeed at anything you want, your approach should always be the same: go small. It's realizing that extraordinary results are directly determined by how narrow you can make your focus. You need to be doing fewer things for more effect instead of doing more things with side effects. Getting extraordinary results is all about creating a domino effect in your life. The key is over time. Success is built sequentially, it's one thing at a time. When everything feels urgent and important, everything seems equal, we become active and busy, but this doesn't actually move us any closer to success. Activity is often unrelated to productivity, and busyness rarely takes care of business. Achievers always work from a clear sense of priority. Most to-do lists are survival lists, getting you through your day and your life, but not making each day a stepping stone for the next so that you sequentially build a successful life. Instead of a to-do list, focus on a success list, a list that is purposefully created around extraordinary results. The majority of what you want will come from the minority of what you do. Extraordinary results are disproportionately created by fewer actions than most realize. No matter the task, mission, or goal, big or small, start with as large a list as you want, but develop the mindset that you will whittle your way from there to the critical few and not stop until you end with the essential one. When you try to do two things at once, you either can't or won't do either well. Researchers estimate that workers are interrupted every 11 minutes and then spend almost a third of their day recovering from these distractions. You can do two things at once, but you can't focus effectively on two things at once. Every time you try to do two or more things at once, you're simply dividing up our focus and dumbing down all of the outcomes in the process. Researchers estimate we lose 28% of an average workday to multitasking ineffectiveness. Success is actually a short race, a sprint fueled by discipline just long enough for habit to kick in and take over. When you discipline yourself, you're essentially training yourself to act in a specific way. Stay with this long enough and it becomes routine, in other words, a habit. The trick to success is to choose the right habit and bring just enough discipline to establish it. It takes an average of 66 days to acquire a new habit. Those with the right habits seem to do better than others. They're doing the most important thing regularly and, as a result, everything else is easier. When we tie our success to our willpower without understanding what that really means, we set ourselves up for failure. The more we use our mind, the less minding power we have. You make doing what matters most a priority when your willpower is its highest. So, if you want to get the most out of your day, do your most important work, your one thing, early, before your willpower is drawn down. In your effort to attend to all things, everything gets shortchanged and nothing gets its due. To achieve an extraordinary result, you must choose what matters most and give it all the time it demands. This requires getting extremely out of balance in relation to all other work issues, with only infrequent counterbalancing to address them. When you act on your priority, you'll automatically go out of balance, giving more time to one thing over another. Believing in big frees you to ask different questions, follow different paths, and try new things. Achievement and abundance show up because they're the natural outcomes of doing the right things with no limits attached. Only living big will let you experience your true life and work potential. Success comes down to being appropriate in the moments of your life. If you can honestly say, "This is where I'm meant to be right now, doing exactly what I'm doing," then all the amazing possibilities for your life become possible. One of the most empowering moments of Keller's life came when he realized that life is a question and how we live it is our answer. The focusing question always aims you at the absolute best of both by forcing you to do what is essential to success: make a decision. The focusing question collapses all possible questions into one: what's the one thing I can do such that by doing it everything else will be easier or unnecessary? The focusing question is the foundational habit Keller uses to achieve extraordinary results and lead a big life. The focusing question can direct you to your one thing in the different areas of your life. Extraordinary results require a great answer. If you want the most from your answer, you must realize that it lives outside your comfort zone. When moving toward a goal, the first thing to do is ask, has anyone else studied or accomplished this or something like it? Short of having a conversation with someone who has accomplished what you hope to achieve, in Keller's experience, books and published works offer the most in terms of documented research and role models for success. Our purpose sets our priority, and our priority determines the productivity our actions produce. Who we are and where we want to go determine what we do and what we accomplish. Once we get what we want, our happiness sooner or later wanes because we quickly become accustomed to what we acquire. Happiness happens on the way to fulfillment. Martin Seligman, past president of the American Psychological Association, believes there are 5 factors that contribute to our happiness: positive emotion and pleasure, achievement, relationships, engagement, and meaning. To be financially wealthy, you must have a purpose for your life. In other words, without purpose, you'll never know when you have enough money, and you can never be financially wealthy. Happiness happens when you have a bigger purpose than having more fulfills, which is why we say happiness happens on the way to fulfillment. The most productive people, the ones who experience extraordinary results, design their days around doing their one thing. Block time as early in your day as you possibly can. Keller's recommendation is to block 4 hours a day. Paul Graham, from Y Combinator, divides all work into 2 buckets. Maker and manager. Maker time requires large blocks of the clock to write code, develop ideas, generate leads, recruit people, produce products, or execute on projects and plans. This time tends to be viewed in half-day increments. Manager time, on the other hand, gets divided into hours. This time typically has one moving from meeting to meeting, and because those who oversee or direct tend to have power and authority, they are in a position to make everyone resonate at their frequency. To experience extraordinary results, be a maker in the morning and a manager in the afternoon. There is magic in knocking down your most important domino day after day. The best way to protect your time blocks is to adopt the mindset that they can't be moved. Your own need to do other things instead of your one thing may be your biggest challenge to overcome. Achieving extraordinary results through time blocking requires 3 commitments. First, you must adopt the mindset of someone seeking mastery. Second, you must continually seek the very best ways of doing things. And last, you must be willing to be held accountable to doing everything you can to achieve your one thing. The 4 thieves of productivity are: inability to say no, fear of chaos, poor health habits, being in an environment that doesn't support your goals. The way to protect what you've said yes to and stay productive is to say no to anyone or anything that could derail you. Your environment must support your goals. For you to achieve extraordinary results, the people surrounding you and your physical surroundings must support your goals. No one succeeds alone and no one fails alone. Pay attention to the people around you. When you clear the path to success, that's when you consistently get there. At any moment in time there can be only one thing, and when that one thing is in line with your purpose and sits atop your priorities, it will be the most productive thing you can do to launch you toward the best you can be. A life worth living might be measured in many ways, but the one way that stands above all others is living a life of no regrets. When you know what matters most, everything makes sense. When you don't know what matters most, anything makes sense. If you enjoy this video and find it valuable, click the like button and subscribe to the channel. Make sure to also check out the other videos in the Personal Development and Investing series where you will find more 5-minute summaries of amazing books. I'll see you on the next one.